you join us for a historic moment here in the McDolphin Team Cup, the first ever event of MTC B-League here in 2022. 12 teams who didn't make it to the season or are new, in the case of Constellations, Flamboyant Flamingos, Bloody Festival, and Savannah Sprinters. The rest teams who either didn't make it via the qualifiers, Birds of Prey, Equipe Equinox, Butterflies and Jellyfish, or via the pre-qualifiers, namely the Red Ralliers, Powerful Pearls, Greyhounds, and Big Cats. Lots of MTC experience in here, lots of MTC experience here. So while this may not be as prestigious as the main league, it is still very important for these teams to try and get themselves into the main league for next season. The top 2 teams will automatically go into next season's qualifiers, taking the spots previously held by the bottom 2 teams in the MTC. The bottom 2 teams from the main MTC will compete with 3rd to 8th from the B League in the pre-qualifiers, where the top 4 will also go to the qualifiers. So at least 6 teams could get into the qualifiers for next MTC. Meanwhile, the bottom 4 from the B League will be staying in the B League for next season. So there's suddenly a lot on the cards here. This first event is Tightrope, just as we saw in the main MTC. Lots of success in here, specifically Butterfly silver medalist last year and Jellyfish bronze medalist last year. So I think there's lots of high expectations. This one. Who will come out on top though? At the start the B League in the McDolphin Team Cup. Let's find out now. We start off first with the Greyhounds team we first saw in the pre-qualifiers not too long ago. Finished quite disappointingly, 7th place on countback, after tying with the Powerful Pearls. Only 1 medal to show for their performance. What can they do in this event though? Oh wow! That is how to start off a B-League. In fact, start off any league. They get 2 to the end, 1 to 29 as well. That's an incredible run. There's one slightly disappointing one, but that could even break the record. Amazing job. And that horn jingle can only mean one thing. It's a new record indeed for the Greyhounds. What a start. 100 centimetres. That's 5 centimetres better than the previous record. That is going to be massive for this new team. Is it something to think to come in the B-League, or is just in this event, the B-League as a whole, or just this team? That's a lot, particularly in this event. Great start to this though. Now we have the Big Cats, formerly the Cat Eyes. We saw them also in the pre-qualifiers, where they were, well, quite disappointing, really. Finishing last, after being second out of the first 2 events, but they completely fell away with 2 dead last finishes. So, they're hoping to improve. Full new uniforms for this B-League. What will that do? They will also get a strong run with a finisher. Perhaps the runs are just generally better in this league. Which is a bit weird, but then again, we do have lots of successful teams. By the way, that will put them quite near the front, I would have thought as well, unless everyone else is really good. And they come in with 92, which would have been tied for 2nd in the main league, which is quite remarkable, really, that they've done so well. Well, that means, well, yeah, they are into provisional 2nd, but with a great result. Third run is the Powerful Pearls, who finished in 6th in the B-League, doing the Greyhounds on tiebreak, but neither making it advancing. It was a highly anticipated team, hoping to live up to expectations, slightly better here than they did in the pre-qualifiers. And that's another strong run. That's possibly something more consistent than the Cat Eyes. They've got 1 to the end and 1 to 29. That's going to be very exciting. Hold on a minute. It's another new record, the Powerful Pearls. The Powerful Pearls get 101, they go to the first. 2 absolutely insane records in the first 3 runs. And another great result as well. The B-League, I'm not sure what's the course set up maybe, or whether it's just the B-League are just better at this event. But this is crazy. The Birds of Prey, they hold an anti-record for the worst tightrope run back in 2020 with a 44, but they improved greatly last season. Can they improve again? Here, in the B-League. And, that's by far the worst run. Oh, yeah, it's a terrible run for, I think, Eagle, that looks like. So, yeah, I think Birds of Prey quite comfortably will be in last place. Oh, dear. 55. That's miles behind anyone. Yeah, but they're appearing to be reverting back to their 2020 form in this event, and go into comfortable last, a 2 centimeter run for Eagle. Not good for the captain at all. Now, they're not very red ralliers. I've said that one a lot of times. But this brownish red team, what can they do? That's competed back in 2020. So, looking to recover, do a much better job than they have in the past. And that's a solid run, but I think that will probably go to 4th. I might be able to challenge the Cat Eyes with no finishes. So, it's Big Cat, sorry. Gonna make that mistake a few times. But no, I think that will probably sort them into 4th place there. And yes, 83 is their total, comfortably 4th. But it could be worse. I mean, that would have been one of the best scores. I would have got them top 5 in the main league. So, can't be too annoying. Now, for Bloody Festival, a new team who, after passing the trials, put up in a vote and voted for by fans. So they already got some support behind them. Can they match their popularity with a good result? And I'd say they can. That's 2 finishes. The other 2, a bit disappointing, but a very smooth run for those 2 particularly. Front and back models. So that could put them maybe on the podium. And it will put them on the podium by 1 centimeter, 93 to 92 of the Big Cats. Bloody Festival, a decent start to their career. Now, right, bright and distinctive Savannah Sprinters. Lots of high expectations of this team, high hopes, I'd say. Some problems there. And it doesn't really translate, but they do get a finisher. I think that'll be a similar ballpark to the Red Ralliers. So, not really what they were looking for. Oh, and actually it's a bit worse than it looks, in fact. Those bottom further 3 end up not doing pretty much anything, barely even doubling the 30. And Savannah Sprinters gets a 67, they go to second to last. High hopes here for the Butterflies. Silver medalists in this event last year in the main league. Well, there wasn't a B-League last year, so of course that's me. In the main league. They had a great start, fell away towards the end. Can they maybe do well in the B-League after disastrous qualifiers? And they're going to get 2 finishes, but the first 2 went off quite early. That will put them in the ballpark of Bloody Festival and Big Cats, I do believe. They come with 85, which is only just ahead of the Red Ralliers, actually. Worse than their result last year, although not by much. But overall, I think I'll be a bit disappointed. They know they can do better. Now, Equipe Equinox, really strong in the pre-qualifiers, but in the main qualifiers, it all completely fell apart. Well, hopefully they'll be hoping their run doesn't fall apart here. And I'd argue in the middle, they all bunched up. They were a bit slow, had some collisions, and they did get 29. Overall, I think that's going to be a disappointment for them. And they will come away with just 73, which is one of the weaker scores. It's not last, or even second to last, but it's third to last, in fact. That was a bit long-winded, but that's just what it is. Now, the Constellations, brand new, but already got a decent fan base. Not surprising, a very bright, very out there with their coloration, and hopefully they'll be out of this world with their performance too. And, it was all going so well, but then they all bunched up and didn't really collide. They all sort of squeezed each other off. And that had the potential to maybe be a top 2 quality run, but I think I'll probably maybe only get 3rd. And yes, 95 puts them into 3rd. Not a bad result for the new team, of course, but they definitely think they could be more of a shining star in this event. And now the Jellyfish, bronze medalists in this event last year, what can they do? Can they bring to the table? They can bring a finisher. And 29 too. So a solid run, I'd say. But that could get themselves maybe in contention for maybe not a podium spot, but near it. Oh, not just near it. They are 1 centimeter back from the Constellations. Jellyfish should be barely disappointed, but still be some good points in this B-League. And our final runner is the bright pink from Wade Flamingo, the second team voted in by fans. And oh my, 3 finishes. I think that'd be a first. It just marbles, or maybe not at all, but one of the first times it's ever happened. And the other one got to around halfway. This could be in contention for the lead. And it is the lead. It's a record 106 centimeter run. by the flamboyant Flamingos. What an absolutely incredible result by the new team. They're going to pick up the powerful Pearls right to the post. Pearls very disappointed Greyhounds will get third, and decent start for all those teams. Well, a good start for all the teams. All those three taking a record and breaking 100. Crazy, crazy results here today. And as the flamboyant music plays, and the A-League team's going to look on them what they couldn't top. In the B-League, flamboyant Flamingos are gold medalists. In the B-League Tightrope, powerful Pearls run them close, 4 centimeters to gap. Because on the bigger end, I think it's the second biggest gap has been for a gold medalist event in the 4 times it's been run, including the main league. And then the Greyhound won millions behind a centimeter behind as well. All of these teams broke the record, or themselves. Constellation also tied the old record. It's a crazy event, and means that provisionally Flamboyant Flamingos and Powerful Pearls are in the 2 spots that will advance to the qualifiers automatically, not that really matters. Our next B-League event will be block pushing, which will be following the second event of the main league, and the next event you'll be seeing, which is the A-League block pushing. Either way, these magnificent teams, I think, will be very pleased with themselves, and so they should be. Remember to join us next time for block pushing, both leagues, coming soon. Thank you, and goodbye.